Hey BooTube, it is currently 1:02 in the morning. I have 2 Supergirl episodes. I have 2 Supergirl episodes, 1 Flash and 1 Arrow. And I kind of want to do it all before Sunday, because Sunday's The Walking Dead, and then I don't know if I'm gonna have time on Saturday because Mom. So whatever I don't finish here, I most likely will do later on when it's actually daylight. But I want to at least maybe tackle 1 or 2 of these 4 episodes that I'm currently missing. Multitasking. Anyway, this is my reaction rant to... Wait a minute. Oh, 53, okay. I'm just looking at the time because it's right there in the corner. Anyway, this is my reaction rant to Supergirl Season 2, Episode 13, title, well, the name's long, so I shortened it, so Mr. and Mrs. Mxyzptlk. I shortened it to Mxy because there's no way in hell I'm going to pronounce that name. It is way too much. But if you want to know the spelling, it's Mxyzptlk. I am not pronouncing that for shit. It's going to be Mxy from now on. But anyway, continuing off from the end of episode 12, Kara and Mon-El confessed their feelings for each other. They were about to kiss, but no, Mr. Mxy decides to show up, interrupt the kiss, and say, "Kara Zor-El, I love you." And we pretty much continue from that last episode, with Mxy arriving in Kara's apartment, begging Kara to marry him, right? Obviously, she says no. He obviously doesn't hear the no because he takes it as a challenge, and Mon-El suggests that they kill Mxy because apparently it's the only way to get rid of imps on Daxam, but Kara insists that they find a non-lethal way to get rid of him. But I thought it was pretty funny when he showed up. You have Mxy, Kara, and Mon-El all in Kara's apartment, and it's so funny because Mxy called Mon-El oh god, what was it? Bland something. He mixed the word bland with something. I just don't remember, but he was pretty much like, you're not good enough for Kara, and he pretty much zaps him to the not only does he zap him to the DEO, he zaps him in the DEO with nothing but a boxer shirt and boxers. Practically naked if you think about it. It would be funny if he zapped him back to the DEO naked. I would laugh my ass off, I'm not gonna lie. And Mxy freaking transforms Kara's apartment with candles and flowers and violinists and puts her in a wedding dress, and I thought it was freaking hilarious because he's like, "It's Vera Wang," and all that good. I was like, this guy, he interrupted my caramel kiss, but he's downright funny, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Anyway, apparently at one point they see on TV that Parasite is attacking National City. And for a moment, everyone's like, Parasite? I thought Parasite died, right? And so, I thought it was pretty funny, because it's we're wondering how Parasite's alive, and it turns out that Mxy is the one that summoned Parasite to attack National City because he knew that it would draw Kara out. And I thought it was funny because he showed up at one point. He's all dressed up in what looks like Superman. At one point, Kara, even myself, I thought it was Superman until Mxy turned around. And obviously it was Mxy, and he had the letter M on his emblem instead of S. So, Mon-El does arrive at the scene, and he inadvertently reveals that another way of removing imps is by getting them to say or spell their name backwards. And, of course, Kara's angry because it's you knew how to get rid of him non-lethally, and you didn't tell me this. And then she also corners him saying, you're like this because you're jealous of Mxy. Because Mxy apparently loves me, and you don't like that, apparently. And I think it's funny, that little argument between them about Mon-El's jealousy, mainly. I thought it was freaking cute. More caramel moments, the better. You know what I mean? But anyway, later on, Wynn does discover a device in the DEO's collection that is connected to the 5th dimensional energy that Mxy draws his power from. Because he's like a 5th dimension creature thing, right? And Mon-El finds out about it, takes it, pretty much steals it from the DEO, and uses it to draw Mxyzptlk out in an attempt to duel him to death, right? Although the device does work at first, unfortunately Mxyzptlk does gain the upper hand. I figured as much because it can't be that easy to get rid of him. And unfortunately Mxyzptlk gains the upper hand and actually tries to kill Mon-El, only for Kara to arrive on time, agreeing to marry Mxyzptlk. And I was like, really? No. No, 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 no. You can't give me my caramel moment only to have it interrupted by Mxyzptlk, and then for Kara to actually agree to marry Mxyzptlk. I figured she's only doing this to protect Mon-El, because obviously Mxyzptlk sees Mon-El as somewhat of a threat because, you know, Mon-El is challenging him for Kara, right? And it's like, I can kind of see why Mxyzptlk, well, and plus Mxyzptlk tried to kill Mon-El, so maybe Kara's agreeing to marry Mxyzptlk, hopefully making Mxyzptlk, like, take Mxyzptlk's attention away from killing Mon-El and into her, right? But I was like, just her agreeing to marry him still creeped the hell out of me, you know, I'm not gonna lie. And I knew that the battle between Mon-El and Mxyzptlk, I had a feeling it wasn't gonna be that easy. I mean, he could summon he could summon Parasite to attack freaking National City and just zap him out, and he obviously is very powerful, so it cannot be that easy despite the device. Unfortunately, as she agreed, after she saved Mon-El and agreed to marry Mxyzptlk, she has a alone moment with Mon-El, telling Mon-El that, you know, she can't stand him anymore and doesn't want to have anything to do with him, right? And that just seriously broke my heart. I was like, please, for the love of God, tell me Kara is not please tell me she doesn't mean what she says, because that would break my heart. I would kick someone's butt so bad. I'd be like, why is this happening to my caramel? I actually shift this so hard right now. You have no idea. So, the writers and creators of the show and all that stuff of Supergirl, if you take away my caramel, I will beat you. I will find you. It's like Taken. I will find you, and I will kill you. Anyway, I'm sorry. It's 1:10 in the morning right now, and I'm only doing this because I want to knock down as many of these as possible. And again, I have 2 episodes of Supergirl, 1 of Flash, and 1 of Arrow. That are 4 episodes, and that's at least 4 videos at minimum. I want to at least knock out maybe 1 or 2 right now, and then later on, when it's actually sun out, I could knock out whatever's left before Sunday. But anyway, Mxyzptlk arrives at the Fortress of Solitude, apparently for the wedding, because apparently Kara, you know, she agreed to marry Mxyzptlk, and apparently the wedding is going to be at the Fortress of Solitude. And, Kara arrives in her Supergirl outfit instead of a dress, and of course that kind of gets him a little mad. He's like, she arrives telling him she doesn't want to marry him, right? And that angers him even more, to the point where he actually attacks Kara. And what I thought was interesting was he used like the statue of Superman's parents, I think Superman's dad, I think, and pretty much brought it to life to attack her and all that stuff. And Kara manages to stop the battle by locking the Fortress of Solitude down and threatening to blow it up. And you actually can hear in the background self-destruct and all that stuff, right? And Mxyzptlk's like, and she even tells Mxyzptlk, I'd rather die than all this, right? And of course Mxyzptlk begs her to stop, you know, and she lets slip, oh, there's a code. He's like, oh, there's a code, please give me the code to stop the countdown, all that stuff, right? And I think this is a ploy. I think Kara locked down the fortress and put it on, you know, to make it blow up as a ploy, because she thinks that, you know, I think she's trying to like do the whole call the bluff shit, you know. It's like, I will blow everything up and kill myself. Call my bluff. I dare you, right? And so, you know, Mxyzptlk begs for the code, and at one point when it's getting down to the wire, Kara's like, of course, Mxyzptlk, he looks at the frickin' computer and he's like, I can't read any of this, right? And it's like, please, for the love of God, please, time's running out, I don't want you to die, please, right? And Kara's like, fine, press that one, press that one, press that one. She tells him which ones to press, right? But right as he inputs the entire code she gives him, the code basically literally spells his name backwards, and he realizes it. It's like, you made me spell my name backwards, which according to Mon-El, that's how you get rid of imps, by getting them to either say their name backwards or spell it, right? And so he fades away into darkness, but not darkness, but he fades away. But what he said kind of made me feel sorry for him as he's going, because he's like, I just wanted someone to love me. And I was like, Kara's like, you can't force someone to love you. You can't, but someday someone will, you know what I mean? And I kind of felt bad for Mxyzptlk, Granted, he's over the top with the whole love thing and kind of obsessive, but the moment he had that defeated look on his face and he's fading away and he's like, I just want someone to love me, I couldn't help but feel bad for Mxyzptlk, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, poor Mxyzptlk. He was an interesting person. He's not a villain, obviously, but it's like a very interesting character to introduce into this show. And you actually feel bad for him when he says he just wants to be loved. But anyway, Mon-El arrives at Kara's apartment, and Mon-El's giving this monologue. He's like, I understand you don't want to be together and all this stuff, but Kara manages to interrupt him and say that, you know what, Mxyzptlk's not the only one I tricked. I tricked Mxyzptlk into spelling his name backwards, but I also tricked you, Mon-El, because everything I said about us not being together, that we don't belong together and all that stuff, that was a lie. That was to protect you, and also maybe Mxyzptlk was listening and I had to say something to end things with you to protect you, and basically, right? And Mon-El's like, wow, and they end up finally kissing. But not only do they kiss, they full out make out and they fall on the couch, and it's like dry humping central right there. And we all know, judging by that heated kiss that landed on the couch, stuff's going down tonight. Yeah, a lot. Oh my god. Anyway, other stuff that happened in the episode, I don't want to get too much into it. There was a beautiful moment between Alex and Maggie. Alex wants to, spend Valentine's Day with Maggie, but, Maggie refuses, mainly because she had a post-traumatic event. I don't remember the event exactly, but it was really heartfelt. And in the end, Maggie does this beautiful, grand gesture for Alex. She made, like, a prom for her, a Valentine's Day prom. Pretty much to make up, it's like, I didn't want to spend Valentine's Day because of my past traumatic event, but you deserve to be spoiled in love, and I'm gonna give that to you, right? And so that was absolutely beautiful. And another cute thing is Win actually has a love interest, because in this episode he meets an alien at the bar and they actually start dating. So this episode was cool. Mxyzptlk was an interesting character. I do feel sorry for him toward the end. The Maggie and Alex Valentine prom was the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen in my life. Good for Win for getting a girl. And finally, I get my caramel kiss. And it turned out to be a full-out makeout on the couch, which obviously, when you look at it, obviously will lead to something else, because we all know that. Anyway, I love this episode, and I look forward to more, and I love more caramel moments. So good job, Supergirl, for that. So this is my Supergirl reaction rant to Season 2, Episode 13, titled Mr. and Mrs. Mxyzptlk. See you guys later.